Hey, I'm Ryan. I'm going to be making a glass pendant today. I have a little piece of gold here. So I'm going to take this piece of gold and I'm actually going to burn a little bit of it, and the smoke is going to collect on the glass and give it a transparent pink hue. So I got a propane oxygen torch, and I'm going to use this tiny rod to sort of pick up this little piece of glass.
You okay?
And so now what I'm going to do, I have to sort of heat this up. I'm going to set it down for a second, and I'm going to blow a bubble with this clear glass. I'm going to heat this up, and I'm sort of going to condense it for a minute and build up a little gather. And I'm going to blow into it, and it's going to blow into a big bubble. See you guys. So this is Pyrex type glass, not Pyrex brand. It's actually called borosilicate glass. It's sort of. This is. Yeah, this is usually just made with lamp work, and you wouldn't do furnace work with this because it doesn't stay hot for very long, and it takes higher temperatures to get it moving. This torch burns at 5,000 degrees, and the melting point of borosilicate is about 1,000 degrees, and then it needs to be like 2,000 before it's really moving well. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn a little bit of this chunk of gold, and the smoke is going to color this bubble. And so you might see the flame start to change color a little bit.
Things you learn by just doing it, or?
I looked it up online, and then a lot of it, you know, you sort of get the theory from somewhere, and then a lot of it is just muscle memory and practice. Ooh, this wind, not making it easy.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can use it again.
Yeah, again and again, exactly. So yeah, now you can see this has a nice sort of shiny pink tint to it. And so I'm going to do a series of dots now to trap that layer of gold in there. And then after I get this layer of dots down, I'm going to heat the whole thing up. And these dots are going to get absorbed inside of this piece.
That's how that works.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like this bubble is going to collapse on itself and draw the color inside. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Fusing and stained glass, that kind of stuff. A little bit of glass blowing, but that was more not doing so much myself.
Yeah, sure. You kind of get in there. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Well, lamp working is very versatile too. You know, I mean, I feel like there's a pretty nice like entry into it. You know, like you can do beads on a mandrel kind of, where you have like a little metal stick that you spin glass around. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, yeah, totally. Well, especially if you get, you know, your own little setup, which is not super inaccessible, really. Yeah, you can really have a lot of.
Can you do that inside?
Yeah, you need ventilation if you do it inside. You know, and then like you kind of got to figure out, like, you're not supposed to have propane tanks inside, so you got to figure out how to run the line. You know, I mean, but you can. A lot of people do. It's not really supposed to. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to stay here and work on this. We're going to make something great for you, Ryan.
They're fascinating.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Alright, so I'm about ready to do the interesting part. I'm going to heat this whole thing up, and it's going to collapse down and pull all this color inside. So I focused the heat on the top half of the bubble, and that's going to sort of drip into the bottom half, essentially.
Okay. So what he did is...
Oh, okay.
So what he did is he held up another rod that had blue on it, blue on it, and he put dots all the way around. So dots all the way around.
I already have it down. It's all in one.
Collapse inside of itself.
Yeah.
So that's going to collapse into the inside, huh?
Yep, yeah, so sort of slowly flattening, and yeah, those dots are starting to form inside.
No, we're gonna get down there like between 3, like whatever, like 3:15. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, alright, okay. Bye guys. Okay, perfect, awesome. Okay, bye. Bye. Hey, you guys, you have to go get Meadow, yeah. And I have to get, this is a bummer, but you should come. Are you guys here all week?
Yep, yeah, for sure.
All week?
Through 8 p.m. every day through the 23rd.
Awesome, okay.
Yeah.
Mom, you really gotta go.
See you guys.
Thank
Yep, no problem.
Would you like to mention a contact, like your website, phone numbers, anything like that, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, it's homegrownglassart.com is our website. Yeah, and then...
Homegrownglassart.com.
Yep.
Awesome.
Kind of a mouthful, but yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Yeah, do you want me to hold this up so you can see where we're at right now? So those dots have sort of melted inside, you know, and we got sort of a 3-dimensional image going on in there. So I'm going to keep heating this and keep melting it. I'm actually going to spin this design. This wind is not helping me out. Yeah, you know. The cold doesn't really affect it because the torch is 5,000 degrees. The wind, though, is like really a bummer.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
A lot of wind today.
Oh, yeah. So I got a graphite marble mold I can kind of do some shaping with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some white glass behind this. It's sort of a translucent image, and so the white glass is going to help it pop. And so I'm just going to weld this on and sort of do a layer for a background.
That's going to be the background. Awesome.
And so the next step is going to be to cut this piece off of the tube. I have sort of these thinner glass rods that I use as little temporary handles. I can kind of weld them onto a piece to manipulate it, and then take the rod off very easily later on. So this is more of a tool really at this point than a material, even though it's glass. So here's the final image. It's sort of like a sea anemone kind of pattern almost. These aren't the true colors. It's going to cool off a little bit and it's going to be kind of a purple hue. So the last step is going to be to put a loop on this. So I'm going to sort of weld on a little bit of this sparkly blue glass, sort of form a loop out of this. Hey Ben, you should probably get those paper bags out of the rain. That's true. I think it's a coming then. The tricky thing about the wind is it sort of whips the flame around and like, you know, like randomly just sort of have the flame like in my fingertips.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
you know, is not that great.
It's always been 60. This just
The finished piece.
Magnificent.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the Z.
Yeah, you see those colors now. And the way I got it was I actually combined this like sort of light blue glass, and then I actually burned a little bit of gold into the piece. I have a little piece of gold on here, and I can actually use the smoke. That's what gives it sort of that tint, that sort of like pink tint with the metallic sort of qualities or whatever. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to set this in here. This keeps it from cooling too quickly. It's like a ceramic fiber blanket. It holds the heat in. And then I take them home and I anneal them in a kiln. I run them through a kiln and it sort of slow cools them and makes them like really, really strong and durable. Yeah, so that's about it. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Once again, repeat your
I'm Ryan Eicher with Homegrown Glass.
Homegrown Glass.
Art.com.
HomegrownGlassArt.com.
Yep.
Thanks, Ryan. Let me shake your hand.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you.
All right. Pleasure was mine. Thank you, sir.
Have a